Hello. Hi everyone. I am live. I'm just going to check if you can see me on YouTube. This is my first live on YouTube. So we are going to check if I am live. I think I'm live. So today we are going to talk about relationship. Why is it not showing here? Okay, I'm live. I just need to, so let's see, let's just edit this. We are gonna talk about, um, we are gonna talk about how to select the right partner in a relationship. That is what we are going to talk about today. My name is nailahmoussa. And I see there is so many BS right now around relationship. There is a lot of bullshit around relationship, like you've got a whole camp of red pill, which I don't even know about. I've heard people talk about that. There is the camp of feminism, and then the camp of people that are anti-feminist, and there is a 50-50 relationship, and then you hear all those bullshit about being princess treatment. I am the prize. We don't have to go for 50-50 relationship, or you've got to get a man to provide for you. He's there to be giving you money, treating you like a princess, and you just what you bring is your worth, your innate value as a woman. Like, come on, we've got to wake up. Like, if you are an educated woman, a woman, and I don't even want to say a woman of value. Everyone has value. Whether or not you make the right choice or the wrong choice, depending on your self-esteem, what you view yourself as worth, it has nothing to do as your value as a human being. You may have made poor selection in the past. Maybe it was your circumstances, your situation. I know many friends, like, that are beautiful, educated, highly intelligent, but they had to marry young, very young. We are talking like 19 years old, because they had no other choice but to get out of the situation at home. They had to get away from that, from their parents. And within our culture, where I come from, in Mauritius, you can't just live independently. We don't just, as we turn 18, we go move into our own apartment and live our life independently and get a job. That is not how it works. In Mauritius, there's a lot of cultures, right? We have Chinese, we have African people, which we call Creole. We've got Indian people from India, various Indian origin, various part of India. We've got Muslim that have come from India, from many parts of uh, the South Asian countries as well. We've got a lot of communities, but what we have from my culture and from my religious background, being a Muslim, we can't just rent an apartment and live alone. We have to go when we move out of our parents' house, it's really to be married and move with our husband. And that is whether we were going to live with our in-laws or live in our own house, independently, start our own family is up to us. But the thing is, we've got to make those choices. So I don't know, maybe I'm alive here. I think I'm live. To make those choices. So, yes, I can't see. I don't know, maybe I'm alive here. I think I'm live. To make those choices. So, I can't see my live video here. Let me just check if I am live. I can't see my live video here. Just a minute with you for me to see. I'm not talking in vain. My channel. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So this is what we are talking about today. We are talking about. Okay, I see that I'm live here and it's private, so we have to make that public. Okay, so I'm now live publicly and how to select the right partner. So depending on your situation, you can't judge a woman on her selection, on her decision without looking at the context, right? It's very simplistic to say that a woman has low value, low worth. I'm not talking about self-worth, but low worth as a woman because she has made poor selection decision or she's very unhappy in her marriage, but she stays in that marriage because it takes a lot of courage to be able to start over, right? Sometimes you make the right decision whether you have an arranged marriage and it has worked out well for you, or you've had an arranged marriage but you are very unhappy and you choose to stay in that marriage because of your children. You can't judge people based on that. You've got to see the context, the optimism, the future that that person projects for herself, and whether or not she has enough courage to walk away from someone that isn't giving her enough, that she doesn't find fulfillment in that relationship. So we are talking about how to select the right partner if you live in a part of the world where you are able to move independently, to select your partner independently. What you want to select your partner on is based on the values that are important to you. You want to choose someone that value the same thing. I'm talking about the big things that matter. There are things that really matter, that make or break a relationship, and there are tiny, very inconsequential things that do not matter. Whether or not someone likes your type of clothes, in the grander scheme of things, does that really matter? But if that person don't hold the same value as you, let's say you love to travel, that is something that you find very fulfilling, and that other person doesn't like to travel, that may be a deal breaker in a relationship. Or you love to read, you appreciate the art and literature, and that other person cannot appreciate, doesn't have the aesthetic mind, the openness to experience, to be able to do that. does that mean that is that a rule, is that a breaker for you or not, will depend on how much you want to create connection around this. So that is what I'm saying. For me, unconsciously, I've always selected my partners, whether that was a boyfriend in the past, someone that I love, I like, and then I wanted to connect with. I would, without knowing anything or hearing any of the advice that you commonly hear right now around relationship, around how to make a marriage, what triggers divorce, what are the four horsemen of a relationship, all of that. What really has been very helpful for me was I love classic literature, and what I would do is I would give that person, let's say, Wuthering Heights, and I would see if they could read and appreciate it the way that I would. And if they didn't like to read literature or didn't appreciate the books, that was a big no for me. That was my first filter at that moment. But what it really taught me is that I had a selection process, a selection filter that I was using unconsciously. And we are talking me at the age of 14, 15, and 16, right? And so, even when I've met my current husband, what I connected with him around was books. It was we were talking about the Little Prince, Le Petit Prince, and how he didn't hadn't read the book at that time. I made him read it, and we could talk about that. And I felt that he could appreciate the same thing as me, and also the places I love to go. I'm someone that is very that navigate the world with feelings and emotions, places, experiences, names of places, or what really trigger emotions in me, and the places I love to go, the experiences I have, the stories I have around those, the experiences that I have around those places, or what fill me up emotionally, a huge part of that component. So if the person that I'm with cannot share that with me, that would be a deal breaker. Even if they can't feel the same way as me, but I'm able to share, and they can appreciate, they can listen and share that part of experience with me, that is important. So, what I'm saying to you, when you want to choose a right partner, a partner that will give you that sense that you are moving in the same direction in the future, that you are fulfilling your needs, your innate need to be loved and to belong. That's what we are doing when we are connecting with that someone. It's not about a partnership of a business relationship. You could view it as that as well, but if you want a deeper connection based on love and belonging and sharing and connection, then you want those values to be very important, to be what matters to you, and they share that. If they dismiss the values that are important to you and you feel that they can't value you for your authentic self, then there is something wrong here, because being beautiful and someone appreciating you for your beauty is the first entry point, right? It's important, but when you want to build a really fulfilling, deep, loving connection with someone, there is so much that you can do with just looking gorgeous or attractive. That is just one part of the puzzle. Another part of the puzzle is being able to have heart to heart connection with that person, to be able to share experiences that you can both have the depth of experience together. I I'm talking very abstractly, but I also feel that people don't talk about that. I've never heard people talk about those things. They talk about being a provider, a masculine man, polarity, things that they don't even know what they're talking about. Because if you've read The Little Prince, you would know that the way that the little prince cared for his rose, although he realized that there are other roses, his rose wasn't unique. There are many other roses and flowers just the same as his rose, but the way that he took care of his rose is what made her special to him. And the way that he had tamed his um, his fox is what made the fox special to him. And it's that understanding. That's how I taught myself about love. And I read about Wuthering Heights and the love between Catherine and Heathcliff is that deep, intense connection, that yearning of a deep love is what I was always seeking about and that I sought in relationship. And can you say that I got that with my current relationship? Yes, I did. So it wasn't actively, it was a deep yearning within my soul searching for that someone that I could share those little experiences that would bring joy to my day and the big experiences that would bring deep, intense joy to my day, that would be there to witness it all with me and alongside me is what I was looking for. The other things, him caring for me, him buying stuff for me to show me that he appreciates and he loves me, it will come. When you have those deep connections, it's not a game. It's not a game that you play tit for tat. Is he giving me luxury things? Is he buying me flowers? That means he's giving me princess treatment. No, it's really about can you be vulnerable? And can you take the risk in love? If you are willing to take the risk in love, you win big. But if you're not willing to take risk in love, I'm not saying you have to fall in love with a drug addict or someone that has no future. You want to select wisely. You want to select someone that has a good nature, that has the potential to be great, that you can grow together, that you can uncover your potential, both of you. And also, what taught me about relationship was Khalil Gibran. He taught about marriage, about being those two pillars, the man and the woman, the wife and the husband, being two pillars standing independently side by side, being independent in the marriage, whilst also supporting that solid foundation of marriage. I read that with my now husband before we got married. We read Khalil Gibran together. Can you see that? It's not about is he buying me flowers? That means he's giving me princess treatment, or is he g- taking me out to great restaurants? Is he organizing great dates? That means he is potentially the one for me. Can you see how superficial that is? It's really about appreciating the one that you are with so much that you are able to bear yourself, to become vulnerable, to show the side of you that you wouldn't reveal to anyone else, and be able to risk being hurt. And when they say words that can bite you, and I have phones that can really hurt him, but he's willing to be heard for the sake of love. That is what the right relationship is for me. I'm not saying it's what everyone needs or can experience. They have the depth or the courage to witness that kind of love. But this is the kind of relationship that I choose to be in. And it's not just shallow things, you know. So this is one I wanted to come on live and start sharing those kind of content that really is what I'm about. And next time I may reveal those extracts to you that I just referred to in Wuthering Height, in Khalil Gibran's book The Prophet on marriage, and in Le Petit Prince, The Little Prince. Those are the three books that really gave me the idea of love that I'm aligned with. But I also have that idea of love. Right now, I'm 40 years old, but I also feel like Lolita in Nabokov's book. And I can talk about that with my husband, and he can appreciate that. And those are the kind of content that I want to share on this channel. I want to stop. I think it's time. It's time for people to really stop. I think people already, they are craving those kind of authentic content and not the thing that is made of what if and rules and people that know nothing about relationship, that have made stupid mistake, that are in relationship that are not what I would say is fulfilling to me. And I want to share more about those deep love, about the kind of love that I live for, that is worth risking about. And it's not about playing safe in love. In love, as in life, as in relationship, as in business, you've got to be willing to take risk. You can't stay on the safe side of the shore and wanting big things to get the big fish. You can't fish in the narrow sea and hope to get the big fish. That's the message for my viewers. I'm nailahmoussa. So, what makes me qualified to talk about relationship? I've been in such a relationship and I've selected sometimes great relationship, sometimes not so great, but it was all with those filters in my mind. Sometimes you catch a small fish when you're looking, and it's also about not actively seeking when you have a deep yearning that really consume you in your soul, a deep yearning for something deep and real, and it comes to you, and you can risk losing it anytime because nothing is for sure, nothing is for certain, nothing can be taken for granted. That is when life becomes exciting and thrilling. So we'll talk more about that. Let's end the live stream here.